Director, everything is ready for launch. Send our best specialists to operate the laser system. Together, we can stop the catastrophe.
Oh, I just have to send people? Hey, that's cool. So no energy cells needed then. Neat. Let's take a look. Wow. This is a green one now. We pick up the control units, and we have to send at least 3 level 3 engineers and 1 level 5 scientist. I mean, that's super easy, right? I mean, we're just getting into real easy stuff here. So I guess we just fill all. We need to pick up the resources from this, which we should just do. You should just do that. You like start with that, you know? Why don't we just start with that? Hold on. You're right there. Yeah, just go pick that up. And then we'll bring this over there, I guess. So, oh, you know what? We probably have to send the people to pick that up, right? I bet that's what it is. All right, so level 3 engineers. 1, 2, and at least level 3. I'll send my lowest levels. It makes sense. Baren, nope. You're level 3. And then at least a level 5 scientist. There we go, Charlotte. You're the winner. Go. And that's it. We just send those people down to pick up that thing, and it's all ready to rock and roll. Cool. We're going to finish this maybe 500 days before the deadline. I think that's pretty good, especially when it's initially said it was going to, you know, come crashing down in 2 years. So that was clearly not accurate. So we can basically put the laser behind us now, as far as, you know, the urgency of the matter. And we can start focusing on a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff to build here, and composites are actually slowing me down from building these other things. I don't have a lot of composites because I've been using them like constantly. So what I kind of need to do, I think, I do save 41 in storage. They can dip into this. They're just choosing not to. I mean, I kept 41 around for the purposes of maintenance and all those types of things, but we can go 61 if you'd rather do that. Or I can just force it by having you drop them on the ground. We can just do that too. And now they'll use them for things. The same thing with our RTGs over here. But in this, whoa, hello. Okay, I have to pause it in order to move around without it being super blurry. Except now it's carbon fiber is kind of holding us up here. Other than that, I think we're pretty good. Looks like maybe microprocessors are a little lagging behind, but everything else is delivered. A little bit on the modular terminals, which is a little weird because we have tons of those. So I don't think that's going to hold us up at all. Got lots of carbon fiber too. They're just not grabbing it. They're allowed to. Just confirming they are allowed to grab them. They're just not doing so. Let's go ahead and stop the silicon on this contract. I think we're golden. Probably should shut off the iron too. And there's nothing else left to do for that one other than collect the check, which we are now at $10 million. Oh, yes. So that achievement's done. Cool. Thank you very much for that. And so now it's just about, you know, obviously once Cyclops gets in here and picks up the people and takes off, at that point, I believe we're done with this catastrophe and we can start doing things like Second Life of drones. Send a batch of 10 drones. That's something I want to do. I mean, we can do anyway. Something we can do. Let's go to the journal. Laser gun lost convoy. Clear the debris. Third party connection. This is delivering to Cascade 5. These poor people. Yeah. Decided to investigate the station instead. We haven't done that yet. The third party connection. Right. I want to do that kind of stuff. I want to get these things going. So if we could, I'd like to track it. Yeah, like that. I want to track that, and I want to track that. And I don't really need to track the laser gun anymore, but we're going to track it anyway. And then I want to send a batch of drones over here. So let's pick one. I'm thinking, why don't we just go to the map? First one I see, that's the one we'll do. So is it this one? Nope. Private lab. It's one of those. Maybe it's here. Drone right here. Yeah. So the drone configuration center is a configuration hub designed to modify drone functionality. Here you can sell surplus drones for a fairly good price. Well, I don't have surplus drones per se, but you know, we do have that machine that allows us to make them. Why don't we just have my spare truck that I just bought earlier, Gladius 1. We'll just have you send the stuff and come back to base. There you go, Gladius. Gladius should have no problem doing that and getting out of the way for the next truck because he's just picking up drones. So drones, quickly go sacrifice yourselves. Yes, there you go, all 10 of you. Good. Now to get those back, we need the building that builds them, right? We need the logistics. I think it's the small vehicle assembly building. Yes, we need this again, and I can fit it right here, but oh, they were gonna let me do that too, weren't they? They were. I saw it. It was gonna, yeah, right there. It lets me do that. But like, drones are the ones that are like bringing stuff here anyway. It's just really tight fit in here, but I kind of like it being there. It's just real nice and tight right there. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna put it right there. Now, of course, in order to make sure this building works consistently, I can't shut the game off, because otherwise I got to rebuild it, right? That bug exists. So like right now, I wouldn't be able to make any more probes. I mean, I have 10 of them anyway. I went ahead and made 10 before I logged off. And so I can launch the probes I already have, but I can't make more. And that's okay, because I got enough for 2 more bases in there already. So that's fine. That can stay there. But for this building, we need more composites too. I'm just going to buy them. It's just going to make it easier for me. I'm just going to buy them. We'll buy a bunch because I got a lot of money. So 346,000 bucks. Just go ahead and buy a bunch of them. I don't think we'll need anything else. Not available. I just bought all the robots, so yeah, no thanks there. We can go ahead and ping the science, ping all the science, make sure all that stuff's going. Current research, we're working on the biogenerator. After this, we can get fusion power. Looks pretty good. And then we're getting the high-tech factory upgrades there. A little work in progress rover update that allows us to increase the scanning range, right, for the points of interest and stuff. We want to be able to see points of interest and discover them and help people. So I want to go ahead and explore the surface of the moon just a little bit more. So we got that going too. And then taking a look at where everything else is. We got 136 helium-3 there. There's only 100 food left here, but we have that route set to bring more. So I'm kind of hoping I see that happen, but I think it doesn't. I don't think he does it. Behemoth, name pending. I don't think he does it unless the Expedition Center is available to do it. I think that's the thing. You got to have the Expedition Center available, which hopefully that happens because I have an extra one here now, and it is not powered. So I do have to route the power still here. So let's do that. Probably easiest to do the power on this side in case I build anything else over here. I guess that makes sense to me, right? So why don't we do that? We can just have it be kind of like an... I probably shouldn't angle it like this though, eh? I don't like where this is. I'm changing my mind. I don't like where that is. We're gonna put it here instead. Right in front of that. Yeah, we can put it right in front of that. I'm not gonna use that. There we go. Just out here as far as we can go. And I think then we'll then go in a straight line that direction. Yeah, probably. So why don't we can angle it a little bit here just to kind of get it where it's going to be. Yeah, that's fine. And then over here like that and like that and like that. Okay, so let's bring these cords, bring these wires all the way over where they need to be. There we go. And then we just hook them up like this, and like this. Oh, I have one more to do. Is that a point? I didn't see a connection point there, but it seems like it worked. Changed color. Yeah, I don't see a connection point there, but there seems to be one. So, okay, cool. And then can I reach that? Oh, just not quite. It's okay. We'll just stick this right in here and just do it. Okay. Cool. So all of these need to be built as soon as possible, please. At least to get that Expedition Center running. And then I can start routing the resources through it. Like that. So all of these need built Puffavor. Puffavor? It's not puffavor. That's not how you say that in Spanish, okay? It's not, but I'm gonna say puffavor now because now I feel like I'm committed. I also made a small change here, which is making a huge difference. So when aluminum does fill up, carbon fiber stops running through here, right? So just this little extra path here makes a world of difference. Carbon fiber is now going to have a priority to come out onto this belt, and that allows it to bypass the aluminum. So really, carbon fiber never goes this way. If this is full, then carbon fiber will stop here, right? And then what happens is, since carbon fiber is stopped here and fills this up, then it ends up going this direction, which then kicks it out that way. So this is all solved now, and we'll never have a bottleneck for these 3 resources now. All right, I'm finally breaking this down too, because it's actually going to mess up my my other missions and stuff now too. So I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff on the map, and that means potentially bringing back things like food, for example. And right now I can't deliver that. And you can see also this is getting messed up now too, because all of a sudden all resources are allowed here. Let's go back to this, and food is what's supposed to be going this direction, with food not going this way. I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing there. So we'll go ahead and clear that belt. There we go. So rare earths will go this way, and then we'll get it hooked up over like so. Get those out of the way. There we go. And right. Well, hang on. This is still new life for drones. Configuration Center reported that they have received your drones, Director. Payment for the order will be transferred within a few days. Cool. It's this. Yeah, that needs to go. Okay. Now we can go and do this again, because this one, you may recall, let me just show you this one, right? It has that food output, which puts it in this case. It hasn't been doing that because of the storage arrangement, but it doesn't look like it's had a whole lot of impact on our food supplies, because we are making food pretty regularly. So it's fine. It's going to be fine. But now we're just going to be able to do that a little bit better. We have so much food here. There's just no reason for anyone to go hungry, or anyone to be dying for that matter, because of hunger. All right, let's take a look at this dude. All right, Kazimir Markovich. All right, you're a cook. You are a cook. Zero waste cooking. Zero waste culinary skills. Efficiently uses ingredients to prepare excellent meals. Reduces organics consumption by 10% when cooking. He's also moody. Sometimes receives a productivity bonus. Sometimes receives a productivity penalty. Sometimes skips work. He's apparently on the skips work part of his life right now, because he's decided not to eat at all, which is weird because that's his only job. His only job is cooking. And I'm not overworking him, Casimir, but maybe I should be. You know, maybe Casimir should be working 60% because he's a cook and it's his only job. And boy, would I like him to eat food. So maybe you should just cook more food, and that will get you hungry so that you will eat more food on your break, which you now have less of a break. Congratulations on that. You've earned less of a break. Great. All right, so I'm doing that. So anyway, the food's now going to come that way like it's supposed to, and all the storage for rare earths is right over here anyway, so it's good. Here's my composites, which I bought extra of. I'll just have you set it down in there. That's fine. I bought extra so that we could build things with them. It's all good. I do like how these RTGs look. I mean, I have no idea if these are scientifically accurate in any capacity as far as what an RTG would look like a surface-based RTG, what it would look like. I just think it looks cool, and it's huge too. These are not small. Like, you see the size of people, full-grown adult, right? That's like, this thing's like 20 feet tall. So, yeah, maybe at 20 feet. It's probably a little 15 feet tall, you know? I don't know what that is for, you know, you metric users. You can make, you know, it's 5 meters. He's 5 meters tall is what those things are. Okay, there you go. I tried to convert it the best I could. That's my estimate, is 5 meters tall. Look at all this helium-3. Oh boy, it's coming all the way down the belt, man. There's hundreds of them just making their way downtown right here. Boom. This is full now. Yep. That's full. So we now will begin to accumulate helium-3 in these containers, and it's still coming. We have more than enough. Upgrade those 2 machines. I want to get these upgraded so we're making even more composites out of it. That'd be great. We are going to make more carbon fiber. So right now at the moment, like, that's the bottleneck is carbon fiber. Everything else is pretty solid. So carbon fiber will happen as soon as that building down on the underground is done. These guys are delivering food, right? So this is for the outpost, right? The car has come back and he's decided he is going to load food this time. So that's neat. We do have another expedition center over here that is technically functional. No, that's like the best kind of functional, right? It is technically functional. I don't know whether or not our other car is going to use it or not. So far, I don't see where he is. Maybe he's just on the base. I think he's over here somewhere. He'll be coming here very soon. Oh, this just came in. It says new life for drones. Invoice for robots paid. We received 640,000 from the configuration center. Your drones have helped them make great progress, but that's not all. The center will need more drones in the future, so I recommend visiting them from time to time and to check back for new orders. Nice. Why do they need so many drones? And why don't they want to buy them directly from CRUST? I don't know. It's something they need. No serial numbers, right? They're trying to, I don't know. Maybe they're smuggling something with them and they don't want them connected. Maybe it's a CRUST front the whole time and they don't want their own stuff connected to it. I don't know. We got to come up with some kind of theory. So, yeah, that's that. I actually stopped Cyclops because this guy's loading food. So Cyclops did arrive. He was sitting over there. I canceled his task and he's just going to sit here until this guy leaves with all this food. We do have 502 food. But I feel like we need to produce more. We definitely do need to produce some more. And I feel like, we already have some dying issues, like the cook dying and this person's not eating, so their health is dropping now. Man, this game's going to be great once that solves. I think that's the next major hurdle for them is going to be performance improvements in late game, which is always a problem with games like this, is how do you get all these calculations, the CPU bottlenecks always in games like this. But really, I think the major thing that needs to happen is 2 things. One, the colonist thing needs to be fixed, which I'm sure for 1.0 it will be. It's just like their last major thing to do here. And then I think the second thing is they need something else going on during the laser phase. The laser phase, I like it. Don't get me wrong, it feels like urgency and everything, but there's definitely been, especially the last few videos, there's an awful lot of just sit and watch. There's not a lot of development of new things, other tasks. I want them to throw other tasks at me while the laser is going on, smaller ones, not big things, but just small things, and just to kind of keep me on my toes, because just letting me sit here for what is the equivalent of like 5 in-game years with really nothing to do other than that laser. I get it. Like from a narrative perspective, from a story perspective, it makes sense that we would be 100% focused on just that. But I'm not, right? I've been having to constantly do these contracts. And I'm having to constantly go into the market tab and just be like, what's available, right? This is cool, but all of these resources I'm committing to this menu screen, it could be getting committed to things on the moon. Could be getting committed to things that are out here. And I realize I could have been doing that, but I'm using my expedition center. So having multiple expedition centers, definitely that's something I could have done. But there's no event. They're just popping up. Hey, that's available. Hey, that's available. Hey, that's available. There's nothing really coming in. I want characters to come in and explain to me why they need something. Explain the urgency of it. Put me on a timer. Can I save them? Can I help them? Can I help them? That I would love for more of that to be taking place, even while the laser's going on. Even if it's something as simple as, hey, we're running out of power here, and we really need to expand our capabilities, but we're out of juice. We can't extract anymore. can you help us out? Send us 1,000 silicon, right? We need this, you know, I need 1,000 silicon in the next 100 days or 80 days or something, right? Something like that would be like cool. I'd like to see stuff like that. And instead of just going in here and being like, oh, you guys need 2,400 silicon, and I don't know why you need this stuff. It's just a number on a screen to me. Oh, you got 5 days and I can get a bonus. This stuff is cool in the beginning. It definitely earns me money. But when you get to the point where money is no longer an issue, like at 10.2 million, you want some substance. I guess that's where I'm going with. Once you get a lot of money like this, money becomes meaningless, and what you can do matters a lot more than the money you can make. I want to feel like I'm having a bigger impact, if that makes sense, right? I realize I'm saving the world from, you know, from devastation with the laser and everything. That's a lot of impact, but hopefully there is no impact, right? Yeah, wink, wink. Hopefully no impact there. But I realize I'm helping a lot of people by doing that. But I want to feel like I matter. I don't know how else to describe it. Hopefully the way I've described it is kind of is gonna make sense. Hopefully, I got 3 out of 4 built, and we're just waiting on a couple of microcircuits. Easy, probably gonna get delivered any second now. Okay, so we'll have all of those expedition centers, and now I'm tempted to just take this one out and put in some of those manufacturers so that we can start working on, like, I think right in here would be a great spot for, we bring in iron in, we bring in all those other things, problem in here. The only other place is over here. I am only building one of these now because I want to make sure that they're working before I commit resources to a third. But you know, I think that'll work. I'm hoping that'll work too, and I'll have a lot of that stuff. Yeah, tons of money, right? Like, I just paid my bills. I still have over 10 million. So money's not an object anymore. We have all these expedition centers up, and with them all built, now resources can flow through them. And so now I can redo the belts. That's what I've been waiting for. So I want to delete this. Let's get rid of this to there. Yeah, I want to just pop that, I guess. Pop those 2 things like that. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to have, the red belts, always red belts here. Red belts are going to come over, and I think just right here is good. And then like this to there is good. And then we just need to delete you just a little bit further back. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go here and here. And then you are going to go out and over, build. And then what we want to do is just have these things be as fast as possible. So there's where all my money's going to go, is to this. Just spent $1.5 million just now. And then we upgrade this belt, Okay. All this money getting spent right now. Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, 7.5 million. The whole thing is very expensive. That's why I didn't do it before. But now we can really scale up. Okay, so with this done, I think since this is going that way, right? So I basically have to choose, do I want to route this stuff through this? Or do I want to destroy this and just have this routed that way and have all the expedition centers now way over here? It's certainly a further distance for drones to cover, but, and I can't stop them, right? I can't stop the drones from delivering it either. So I feel like maybe I should just leave the existing one for the times where the drones are going to bring it. At least there's one closer. So I guess I'm just going to do that instead. So we're going to go ahead and let all those resources are just going to flow out of there now. It's fine. We do need to reconfigure this, though, I think. So actually, we're just letting all things flow, right? This is regolith only. Okay, so that's got to come off. That's slag only, sorry. And then the slag only belt is going to be here. It's going to come right to there now. And then we just get rid of this one. And whoops, yeah, connected like that. So that's our slag only belt is on this side. Okay, so everything else can flow out of these 2, and now this doesn't need to be there anymore. We can get rid of that, and then what we'll have now is this expedition center. I think for now we're going to route it through the existing one. So this expedition center will have 2 belts that go this way. No, dummy. Right through there. Okay, so we'll have these 2 come out like this. Okay, and then it runs this way. You know what? Let's put the slag belt underneath. I'm not going to go underneath for 2 when I can just go underneath for 1. It's fine. Okay. So we'll have you go this way and then there. And then you are going to come around this way and go there. All right. And then you will just, I don't know, exist in this realm. Okay. And then you're going to come out straight over as soon as possible. We'll bring you... Well, we don't have to do that. If I'm going to line it up with this in the future, then I can just do that now, I guess. Yeah. Because I might end up taking that out, and then I'll just have it lined up, and it'll already be running that direction. So then I would just connect it there, right? And then the other one would connect right there, and then that's it. It's very, very clean that way. But for now, we're going to do it this way. Okay. So that takes care of that. Everything is routed through now to where if it makes it through here, it's now going to have to get routed all the way out and around this whole setup, which I know feels like it's kind of wasteful. But most of our output is to the flight control centers, and those are the ones getting hit first. And then whenever we have an expedition, we can send stuff out that way. I really wish I could store some food reserves or some food resources like very close. But food storages, unless I've messed this up, food storages have to be indoors. Yeah, underground only, in fact. So the only way to really do that and have food ready to go in this whole belt system would be to have food maybe come out this and then just have it be right here and just connect there. Can I get food to that? I don't think that's going to be viable. Food would have to be... I mean, food is primarily being like created here. So if it's going to happen, it's probably going to need to go... Maybe we can tap into this one. That's right next to the elevator, so it would be coming out. Oh, I've been told about caps lock now too. I don't remember that being in the game's documentation, but caps lock apparently brings you to the top without moving the camera. So by default, when tab brings you to the elevator, every time you go down, it brings you to the elevator, right? You have to reset yourself. But if you want to just see up top, you can hit caps lock, and it doesn't move you to the elevator. I just now being reading that comment. So okay, there you go. I mean, I'm sure it has some helpfulness, but my muscle memory is gonna have a real hard time remembering that. All right, so this again comes through here. So if I can get food onto this one, we can send it up top there. And if we do that, it would pop out here anyway. Right? So, and that puts it on the whole track, which sends it around because it doesn't have a storage bin. There's no storage for food. So it would automatically go... Oh, no, it wouldn't. No, it would go round and round, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. So we'd have to do something different there with that. And I guess we'd have to have some kind of hopper. We could have a hopper here. We could say when food hits this, it goes here, and that puts it into the loop, and food will always be there now. So perhaps we do that. I was already using this before with the concrete, but now I feel like I could just do this, and I could say only food, high priority, and then I can do all resources here. Let's get, yeah, there we go. All resources except food and medicine would go off this one. This has already been sorted by this point, so everything just works that way. So only food and medicine would go that way. Yeah. So nothing changes. The whole system is set up still. Everything is fine, except now, if food or medicine hit this, it automatically comes this way, which gets it onto the export track. And now we can export it from down below. So really, we just need to get food to this. Okay, that makes it a little easier. So if I want to get food there, We obviously need storage that's hooked up to a belt. So, storage hooked up to a belt. Can it be outside? It can only be indoors too. That's the other problem. I could put it here. Have like a little building right here, maybe. And then have it hop. Ah. That is tough. Like a cold storage freezer thing where my drones just constantly bring food over here. I feel like I'm going to need to make a lot more food in order for that to be a thing. We're making it plenty, but we're not making it fast enough to export it prominently. I would need more kitchens and stuff. So perhaps we have more auto kitchens and stuff. We can maybe put that right here. I can always slide this over. This doesn't need to be right here anymore. I can slide this. Let's do that. Let's slide this over. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna say that you go all the way over here now. Under here. Hang on. Because you're gonna have to go underneath the that's actually fine. You can make that. Yeah, that'll work actually. Oh, this is export. Okay, no problem. We'll just switch this. Okay, so we're gonna bring this down to the ground. Take these out. I need to go the other direction with that belt. And then we're just gonna come this way. And then we go from here under. Oh, no. It's from here. Yep. Back it up. Also back this whole thing up because it's the wrong direction. That's another feature request I would have, is be able to just switch the belt's directions without having to rebuild them. I just don't see a reason why you can't do that. I would say that that's a pretty prominent feature request from me as well. If I had to have a feature request. If I felt my feature requests mattered, that's what it would be. I'm going to bring this all the way over here now, I think. I know I left this open for routing other things, but I don't think it's necessary anymore, and I want to make a bigger building here, so I'm going to go like this instead. There. Everything can be routed that direction, around there, and then we can get rid of this, connect that, connect this, connect that, and we're set. Good. And then I can just make sure they pick these up at a reasonable time so we can export them. But all that stuff is good now. So next is rerouting the power so I can get another building here, right? So the power is going to be... Honestly, I think I probably can get away with just expanding this building over. Do the whole thing expanded and then move the ice as well to be here. And then the whole thing will just be connected. That way I don't need extra oxygen. I don't need extra water tanks. I don't need all that stuff. I could just connect the whole thing. That's a pretty good renovation, but I'm worried about, because this is their sleeping arrangement right now. I'm not going to be messing with their sleep right now. But let me take the components. We're going to go ahead and block this for now. We're going to store them for now. I don't want them on the ground. I'm tired of moving things around the ground, but I still need to route the power differently. So we're going to say that the power now routes here. Right here is probably good. Could be connected there. No, it's going to route here. I want it to look good too. That's my problem right now. I'm going to go here with it and then over like this and then connect that. So once these are built, I'll connect that. And then once I do that, I just need you to connect there, and need you to be able to make that. You can. Okay. Good. So really the only connection I'll need is to this single machine and then to that post to keep all of this stuff powered. Yes, and I could technically keep it powered by just doing that too. So maybe I'll just do that and it'll be fine. Yeah, I suspect if I do this now, the power won't go away. Everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay. Still a single grid, right? Yeah. Okay. So at that point, I just need the posts built, and then I can delete this whole thing. None of this will matter at this point. And then I can build this other building right here. I can probably then, I guess I want to keep it built. I want to keep it connected. But I really don't want to move my water setup, but I think I have to. Put it right here. Otherwise, I could maybe have the inside start here, move over, and then... Yeah. I don't need that much room. Okay, that's how we'll do it. We're going to do it this way. So I can take this away now. Because you see how this is... Oh, I think I can go further under. We'll see. I think I can make it. We have upgraded our underground belts and stuff since I built this, so I'm hoping I can make it now. Okay, so what I want to see is, can I make this happen? Can this reach all the way to here? It can. Okay, so all that's taken care of now. Because I have adjusted. I have improved myself since this. Now I can open that back up. Okay. So from there... Posts being built. There it goes. Another post there. Cool. At that point, I no longer need this at all. This, and this can go. Everything stays connected, except for this machine, which I need to do this. I'll just do this for redundancy now. There we go. Everything is connected still. Don't need that. So we'll make another building right here connected to this one so they can share, you know, they can share the ventilation and all that stuff. And then this is going to be just like a food production center, which will have cold storages linked along the wall so we can store like thousands of food if we need to. And then we'll have it go under, and then connect to this belt, which sends it up top and then gets it into the loop. So we effectively, whenever we need to send food or medicine, we could do both really. Food or medicine, we'll have to, like right here, right? For example, if I want to send modular terminals, I click this button. Whenever we send food, though, I'll need to go underground and click those buttons to open that up and let that flow. And then we close it. The only problem with this is that if we overestimate how much food we need to send, it ends up in a loop. It's not going to be stored. So we kind of be careful on how much I send out because they don't allow me to store food on the surface. I don't know why. You can't store medicine or food on the surface. So that's the way it is. So we'll just have to be a little more cautious with it so we don't get a ridiculous amount of food in circulation. It'll eventually get used because we're going to have transport routes to our outposts, you know, to send food to other people. You know, we're going to have trucks that are constantly moving in and out, trying to grab food and all that stuff. So eventually, that spare food that's running around on these really long belts, it'll eventually get used, and that's okay. Okay, so we're currently working on High Factory. Then Fusion Reactor's getting progress on it. I do want the high tech factory upgrade first. Rover upgrade is super easy, and this one is almost done. It just needs a little bit of blue science. Let's get some more green, I think. We're going to need something green. And lunar bar. Yeah, why not? Because that's going to get me... It's a lot of green science needed for that. And it's going to get me down to the science module for the outpost, which is the entire point, really. And then we can put blockchain on there after that. Yeah? Yeah. All right, so we had the truck leave with the food. All that's good. So now Cyclops is in the expedition center awaiting our engineers and scientists. It looks like I'm sending botanists and scientists, but it's about their skill level is really all that matters. So I've sent some people with the appropriate skill levels out that way, and I'm just waiting for the other two to load in here. Now just one more left needs to get in here. Looks like he's a botanist, but he's got the level 3 engineering skill, and that's all I cared about. So, all right, there he goes. So that is it. With this thing leaving, that's stage 7 for the laser. Preventing the catastrophe, I believe, is in the bag now. Unless that truck somehow, you know, gets a fault in it on the way, in which case I can just send 4 new people. I've got 530 days left, so it's fine. Let's close the fuel. I had some contracts going out for some fuel, and you can see now, like, when you send extra, it's got to go all the way around. You know, I'm thinking this extra space, we could probably fit another one of these flight control centers in. I don't know. What kind of space is there for this? I'm not sure why I would need it, but I mean, if nothing else, yeah, we could fit one in here, I think. It's just about the direction it's coming out. So it's going to have to come out that side, which I think it can do. No, that's the out. We need to flip it. Yes. Okay. So it actually needs to go this way, which is still doable. But now yeah, we can make that happen. I think we can make that happen. Why don't we do that? So like this right here can go away. I'm letting the fuel go around first though, making sure the ding, 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 ding. Yes, yes, yes. I know. Okay. And probably need this belt deleted through here a little bit more too. So let's just delete it to here. All right. So if I put back to 8.5, almost 8.5 million, let's go back to flight control center. So I should be able to put this like this. Yeah. I was thinking about using this space. Yeah, but I'd have to route the belts zigzaggy through there. It is technically a more efficient usage of the space to do this. It just, the belt has to have room, which it doesn't have enough room to zigzag through that gap. Yeah. And I guess I could always move that belt, then it would. That's not a bad idea. You would want, I'm thinking like role play here, you would want enough room for trucks to move through here though, and having this there would be a real pain in the butt. Yes, I know the belts are stopping it too, but we can imagine that the belts are going above the trucks. Or I can just, I mean, if you really want to role play it, right? We could always do this too. I mean, y'all know what I'm doing, right? So we could always do, I mean, if I'm going to do this, I might as well go closer, right? I could do that as well. If you really wanted to role play it, in which case then the trucks can just move through here without ever having to worry about running into these things because they're going around underneath. It's just more expensive, like way more expensive to do this. But for the sake of role play, we could do that. And now look, there's a nice shipping lane that goes right through here. Trucks come in here, do their thing. Trucks are on the outside on this one. Trucks are on the outside on this one. So this is just the middle part, which I've left open anyway. So nice flowing through traffic right here anyway, right? I just have to wait for the extra resources to get out of my way so I can do it the other direction too. Good enough. Right. And then we come over and we're like, okay, like this. And it just ends up being there. Wait for that stuff to get out of the way. There we go. Okay, so we kill that. And then we just go underneath like this. It's as far as I could go there too. It's the absolute limit. Boom. Done. And just like that, we now have the shipping lane cleared. Trucks can move in and out of here and it won't matter, right? I mean, cool. We could do that, sure. And then back to the original plan, which is, you know, if we're going to leave that open, well, then why am I putting this here, right? I don't know. I guess because I'm silly. But I could more efficiently use the space if I just do it like this. Maybe I put it over here. It just has to have enough room for the belts to zigzag through, and I think it does right here. Yeah, it's got enough room right here. So now the belts need to go ziggy zag. Let's do this one because it's the closest. Yeah, like this. Okay. So this one goes like that. Yeah, you just auto completed it. Cool. And then can you zigzag? No, you're out of there. Oh, well, you can go through here though. See, you auto completed it, but you did it incorrectly. So let's just fix that. All right. So this belt can go to, come on. Come on. Wow, you are real touchy. You just, I want to autocomplete all the time. No, do not do that. I just can't get it to behave. All right, move it this way, move it down, move it over. Yeah, like this. Just get out of the way as soon as possible. The zigs and the zags, right? Yeah, like that. And then you can go through there. And then you should be able to now get in here like so. Okay? Whatever. And now I can clean it up because I see the path for this one. It works, so I can just go ahead and clean it up now. Have this be like so. Okay? I know. So clean. Looks so good. And then, you know, again, if I want to keep shipping lanes open, then the call for that is to just go under. But I have room for yet another one. Probably. If I really wanted it, you know, I could have enough room for another one now. I think. Yeah, I do. But again, it's like, keep the shipping lanes open for what purpose if you're just going to block them like this? Right? So, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to need this much. I have maybe 2 videos left in this game anyway, so it's fine. Let's go tier 2. We just want to line up with these. And so we're not quite lined up yet. That's okay. We'll go here all the way out to there, just keeping the shipping lanes open, keeping our truck routes. Trucks can go through here now, okay? We kept it open. I did it. Goes that way and then up, over, in. Spent an enormous amount of money just making sure that trucks could theoretically drive through this, and all that's going to happen, you know it, is they're just going to clip through the buildings anyway. But I did the thing, okay? We can feel happy about the fact that we did it, and you know that we did what we could to make sure that it wasn't going to be silly. And then we hook it up right there to power. Good. All right, done. See, I got an extra flight control center in there. And then it doesn't look like it's connected, but it is. It's connected underground. It's just so the trucks can make their way through here and do their thing, okay? Lots of trucks can move through here, not obstructing them, right? There you go. So if the game had pathing that didn't want to clip into expedition centers, it could do so now. It would have to go around, which you could do that, whatever. I guess go around this way or just through this gap, and then you're in there, and then out you go, or you get into here or in there. And then for this one, you just have to go around, which is a little inconvenient, but at least you don't have to clip, right? And then the only thing left is to get rid of this one, because this one you have to clip into through things in order to use it. But, you know, whatever. I did my best to make sure that that one didn't have to, at least. And then all the belts are, it's going to get stalled right here. The supply will get stalled here if I run any more contracts, which I don't need to run right now. I don't need to do any contracts at the moment. So, cool. All right, 528 days. Shall we skip you guys ahead to the end of the laser? I think I'll do that for the end of this video. See you guys in a second. There you go. Our 4th flight control center is working. They're lifting off, sending out some other contracts out. So everything is working through here as planned. And you can see the extra rare earths that I was sending out are now funneling down here. So everything works. Okay. It's all checked, confirmed, all the things. Contracts complete there too. We are moments away from delivering the stuff for the laser. So I'm just bringing you in for that, but I'm almost back up to 10 million, even though I just spent it a moment ago. So we're definitely good. Everything's fine. We're going to be making our own drones here. Hopefully sometime soon. Probably need like several of those buildings. It would be nicer if I could just belt feed it, but you know, last time I tried that, it just didn't work. And so I've just opted to not even try now. This time I'm just not going to try. Oh, there we go.
Attention all departments. The launch of the laser beam was successful. The jet thrust on the asteroid's surface changed its course, and now Earth is no longer threatened. Congratulations, colleagues. We have done a tremendous job and saved humanity. You can return to your regular tasks. End of message.
Yay! You can return to your regular boring lives. Understood. Very good. 3 cheers for our director. I never doubted his professionalism for a second. Thank you, Ledger. Who was complaining about not wanting to write a will? Ah, that's true. Yeah, I heard that. A will would not have helped here. In any case, I support Ledger. The director conducted an excellent operation.
The director saved us all without a doubt, but you all did great too, colleagues. Everyone did an excellent job.
Excellent. Everything was excellent. You see? Excellent. 245. Cool. So we're back up to 10 million. The mission is done. We did the main mission. The mission to save humanity is done. So the last missions are these ones here. Get clean the debris, and then we have other things to explore on the surface as well. There's so many other things to explore that I haven't been able to do yet because I was kind of holding off for the laser. I am interested if there are any other interesting stories that they've implemented into the game other than these temporary contracts. So tell you what, why don't we go to the comment section and you can tell me if you've played this, you know, if you're someone who's played this before, is there anything else interesting on the surface other than the like I want to do the Cascade 5 thing and I want to do these things, but I don't think they're meaningful for like a whole video, right? So I'm interested in whether or not there's still something super meaningful to do. Otherwise, I've got one video left, right? Like we have one video, it's finale, call it good. But I'm gonna in that video, right? I'm gonna have all the extra stuff that I haven't actually put into the game yet. So I want to at least show things like the blockchain thing. I want to see how much power that takes wherever the heck it is. I'm not sure what this MDR mining area selection does. I think maybe I can tell it to do a route, like, you know, mine this area or mine this route. You know, a fusion reactor will be done fairly soon, and then we can start the blockchain thing, which I think is in social tree, yeah, right here. So we can start that, see how much money you can make from doing that. It's probably not that meaningful. AI research center is big. Territory purchase license reduces the land costs by 25%, even though I've already been purchasing it, so it's fine. Yeah, lots of other things like desks and these international research projects. Once you're done with everything and you have like nothing else to do, then you're basically a science lab for others, and that's it. And you can get additional research that just lets you repeat these, and you get more money for science and stuff. But that's it for now. That's it. So I think there's probably one video left. We'll see you guys tomorrow for that. Or not even tomorrow. I think it'll be a couple of days between, because I want to be able to ingest comments. So a couple of days, we'll have another crust. Leave me all your thoughts down below. What else do you want to see in the game? Not like what features do you want. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, from what's here right now, what else haven't I shown that I need to show before we wrap it up? Okay? So thank you. Take care. We'll see ya. Goodbye.